Hi everyone and welcome to tutorial 7, the Andy Warhol Pop Art Silk Screen Effect tutorial. Okay, so let's just jump straight in. These images here on the left are a before and an after image. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be starting with just a fairly plain self-portrait. We're going to drop it back to black and white, and then we're going to apply a bunch of these effects to make it look like a pop art poster. All right, so let's just close that one down and take a closer look at this completed version here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 layers in this document, and yours will be roughly the same. So let me just take the visibility off these layers so that you can see where we start and where we end. All right, so we're going to take our photograph of ourselves, bring it into Photoshop and drop it back to black and white. Then we're going to apply this tone dropout sort of a filter. And then we're going to bring in a solid color background. And then we're just going to be using a fairly rough paintbrush tool to just block in the color. So the color of the skin, your shirt, your lips, maybe some eyeshadow, hair, the whites of your eyes, your irises, and then finally that tone dropout layer on the very top brings it all together. So you can see how rough that colouring in is, and the real trick to it, I guess, is to choose colours that are really vivid and really unrealistic. All right, so let's get into it then, and I'll start from scratch. Okay, so we've taken our photograph, we've opened it in Photoshop. If it's not black and white already, that's the first thing that we're going to do. We're just going to drop all of the color out of the image. So the quickest way to do that is to go Control U to adjust the saturation. And we're just going to drop that saturation right back, and that will make a color image drop back to black and white. Okay, so from here, we're just going to duplicate this background layer. So using the layers palette and the hamburger menu, we're just going to drop down here to duplicate layer and hit OK. Now we're going to rename this background copy layer, and we do that by double clicking on the word. And we're just going to call this cutaway. Okay, we're going to add a new layer. And we're going to put that layer, we're just dragging and dropping that between the cutaway and the background. And now this is going to be our brightly coloured background. So let me just remove the cutaway for the moment so that we can see this new layer when we put some colour into it. We're going to come over to our colour picker and set a foreground colour. So we're going to find something really bright. I'll just grab this yellow. Then we're going to use our paint bucket tool. Now remember, your paint bucket lives in there under the gradient. And on our new layer, we're just going to click once to fill that with solid colour. And then we're just going to name this layer colour. All right, so from here, we go back to our cutaway layer, and we're going to make a selection now of just the face, the head and shoulders. So we're going to make a selection that drops out that white background. So we're going to try to get Photoshop to do all the hard work for us this time. So we're going to the Select menu and then Subject. And Photoshop is just going to try to find the edges for us. It's done a pretty good job. So let's just make a mask. So back over here on the Layers palette, we're going to click on the Add Layer Mask button. And you'll see that it's instantly just dropped that background out. You can see that it isn't perfect. It's missed a little bit up here, and it's also taken a little bit of the ear. These are things that we can fix, so let's just fix them quickly now, and I'll show you how. So we'll zoom in close to anything that we need to fix. We make sure that we're selected on that silhouette within the cutaway layer. And then we're just going to grab a paintbrush. We're going to make sure that our foreground is set to white and our background is set to black. And then we're just going to paint that back in. So it's just painting back the detail. So it's not painting grey colour, it's actually painting back proper detail. All right. And by the same token, up in this corner, where we want to not so much paint stuff in, but erase an area to reveal that background, I'm just going to switch those foreground and background colours so that my foreground is black and background is white. And then I'm just going to swipe over this area to just remove any bits that that mask didn't select. All right, so that'll do for now. That's looking pretty good. So at this point, let's save our file. So we're going to go File, Save As. We're going to put it on our desktop and we're going to call it first name, last name, and shoot 7. And where it says maximize capability or compatibility, we're just going to say OK. Great, and now we're ready to get on with the next part of the process. All right, so now we're just going to drop the tone out of this cutaway image. So to do that, we're on our cutaway layer, just making sure that you have the photographic part of the image selected. So you can see the little white frame around the outside. All right, so we're just going to go Image, Adjustments, and Threshold. And you can see this brings us up a slider. And we can decide how much tone we want to drop out of the image. So I'm going to take this back to say, let me say about 100. And hit OK. All right, so from here, we're going to make this layer transparent so that we can start to see the color when we put it in underneath. So to do that, we're on our cutaway layer again. In this layers palette where it says normal, we're just going to drop down to multiply. And that's just drop the white out. All right, so we're going to click on our color layer again. And then we're going to come down the bottom here and add a new layer. So just creating a new layer. And then on this layer, we're going to start to add some color. So let's think about working from the back to the front. So from the sort of the area of most color to least color. So let's start by blocking in a color for all of the skin. So the sort of face and the neck and shoulders and ears. So to do that, I'm just going to come over to my palette here and I'm going to select a bright foreground color. And remember, the whole point of pop art is to be choosing colors that are really unrealistic. Okay, we're going to choose a brush. And I'm going to use the example here of the stipple brush. So that's in a folder called Natural Brushes. I like it because it's nice and flat, but it's also really streaky, so it's not perfect. And I think that's a real key to making something look like a pop art poster. Okay, so I'm making it quite big, so I've got the pixels set to 250. And I'm just going to start by swiping pretty roughly over the face. Okay, you really don't need to be too perfect about this at all. Doesn't matter if there's a bit of show through or you're colouring outside of the lines. In many ways, really, like the more the better. Okay, I'll just quickly do this bottom bit as well. All right, so I'm going to name that layer. So double clicking on the word layer 1 and just typing straight over the top. So I'll call that skin. I'm going to add a new layer now, and I'm just going to repeat the process. So for the hair, eyebrows, eyes, irises, the lips, anything like that. So new layer for each new color. So let's, for example, maybe we'll put the hair in now. So just going to go a bright orange. And I'll keep that same brush and the same brush size, just so that the work looks like it was created with the same set of brushes. Okay, I'm just going to make that brush a little smaller. So using the left and right bracket keys on your keyboard, the left bracket will make your brush smaller. Just going to roughly paint in those eyebrows and make my brush a little bit bigger to just paint in that moustache. All right, so let's call this layer hair. Let's make a new layer. I might do the eye whites next. Okay, so I've chosen white, and I'm just going to just sort of swipe fairly roughly over that area, and I'll name that layer eye whites. New layer. Let's do this t-shirt part next. So might choose a bright green. And deliberately pretty rough there. Okay, so we'll call that shirt. And now I'm just going to do the lips and a bit of eyeshadow. Now, eyeshadow is something that, you know, Andy Warhol will use that on his images of men or women just to make it, you know, completely unrealistic. All right, so I'll just make my brush a little bit smaller. And I'm just going to move this layer actually underneath the hair layer so that when I swipe it through the middle here, it doesn't get in the way of those eyebrows. Okay, so let's just call this layer lips. I might just do one more thing, which is to just make the irises a colour. So one more layer, one more colour. I might choose that bright green again, and I'm just going to whoops, I'll need to bring that layer up in front of my eye whites, and I'll just call that irises. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Your image will look quite different depending on the colours you choose. But really the point of it, I guess, is to just really go to town with colour, deliberately make it really quite unrealistic. So from here, I'm going to save this document. So I'm going to retain that Photoshop layered version, and I'm going to make an extra version, a flattened version. So using the hamburger menu in the layers palette, I'm just going to go flatten image, and then I'm going to make a JPEG. So file, save as, and JPEG format, quality 12 or maximum, and hit OK. So there you have it.